Good morning, kids. Today's topic is separation of substances from the mixture. Okay, let's start the topic. In our daily life, we often need to separate or remove the certain substances from their mixture. For example, you might have seen your mother or the grandmother collecting cream from the milk. They then churn the cream to separate the butter from it. Similarly, before drinking the tea, we separate the tea leaves. You can see in this picture also, this one. Then we separate the tea leaves from it using a strainer. Okay. Now separation of mixture into its components is done for the following reason. The first reason is to remove the impurities. Sorry, to remove the impurities or the harmful component. For example, we have rice or pulses. Then they might contain small stones and or the other solid impurities which are harmful if we consume them, and these impurities are removed to take the to make the food safe for the consumption. Similarly, water is also purified to make it fit for the drinking. Then uh, next is to obtain useful component. Now, we all know about the petroleum. Actually, petroleum is a mixture of so many compounds. It contains a lot of compound, approximately 200 compounds in it, or 200 substances in it. It is a mixture of these all substances. Then it is distilled to obtain the various useful components such as petrol, kerosene, diesel, Vaseline, etc. Right? Okay. The next is to obtain the pure component. Then pure metals are separated. We all know metals are not found in the pure form, they are found in the form of ore. Then from the ore metals are extracted, right? Then this is a to obtain pure components. Okay, now next is method of separation. How many methods of separation are there? Then you can see there are the five method of separation. Actually, this is the separation of solids from other solid from solid. Both the mixture, if it is a mixture of the solid thing, then we can separate it by these method. The first method is the hand picking method, second is threshing, then winnowing, then next is sieving, and then fifth one is the magnetic separation, right? Then we will discuss one by one. The first is hand picking. Okay, in this picture you can see this person is separating. I think this is a grain or it may be any of the cereal. Then stones वगैरह ये से अलग कर रहे हैं, right? Then hand picking involve picking out substances by hand and separating them from the others. और ये कब यूज होता है? Then it is used when the component to be separated are large and easily distinguishable. अगर आप उनको अलग अलग देख ही नहीं पाओगे तो फिर कैसे अलग करोगे? Then second is unwanted materials are present in should be present in the small quantity, and the shape, size and color of the unwanted material should be different from the useful material. Then only you can separate it. Example, small stones from the rice and wheat or pulses, husk also, it can be picked out by hand. Now next is threshing. After harvesting the wheat and the crops and the grains are separated from the stalk. It means separation of the grains from the stalk. Suppose this is a stalk, ये आपका मेन स्टॉक है, इसमें से जितने भी आपके ग्रेन्स लगे हैं टू सेपरेट दैम, इनको इससे अलग कर लेना. दिस इज कॉल्ड द थ्रेशिंग, राइट? Okay, then this is done by manually, or it can be done with the help of the machine or the animals. Then the first method is beating the dry stalks. If manually we are doing, then beating the dry stalk on the ground or on a hard surface. पत्थर पे कर सकते हो आप, उस पे जोर जोर से मारोगे तो सारे के सारे seeds अलग हो जाते हैं. Then next is trembling them under the feet of the animal like the bullock. आपको क्या करना है? आपने इस पे पूरे ग्राउंड में फैला दिए और उस पे क्या करना है? अब आप अपने बुलक्स को, बैलों को छोड़ देते हैं. उनका मुंह बंद रहना चाहिए, मुंह में कुछ बांध देते हैं ताकि वो खा ना पाए. उस पे अगर वो चलेंगे तो क्या होगा? उनके पैरों से grains अलग हो जाते हैं. Then next is the using threshing machine. Threshers are there which directly we put these stalks into the thresher, then they separate the grains. Then next is next method is you can see in this picture, it is the second picture, it is of manual, है ना. this I think ये टेबल पे रखा हुआ है इन्होंने, एंड इस पे जोर जोर से मारेंगे तो क्या होगा, सारे के सारे ग्रेन्स इसमें से अलग हो जाते हैं. then this is the using the harvesting machine, sorry threshing machine by using the threshers. ये देखो यहाँ से इन्होंने ये एंटर करे स्टॉक्स, और फिर अंदर ग्रेन्स अलग हो जाते हैं, और इसका जो स्टॉक और जो रफ पोर्शन होता है वो आपका अलग चला जाता है. now next is winnowing. next process is winnowing. This is a process of separation of lighter particles from the heavier one with the help of wind. Wind is the necessary factor for this process. Then winnowing is used for separating grains from the husk, and farmers drop the mixture of the grain and husk from a particular height, and the husk is carried by the wind. Suppose यहाँ से आपकी wind है, यहाँ से हवा चल रही है, then the husk particle is carried out with the help, and दोनों जो हैं वो अलग अलग जगह पे collect हो जाते हैं, right? This method is called winnowing. Now next is sieving. Sieving is used for separating components of the mixture on the basis of their particle size. A sieve is usually made up of woven screen such as mesh and net. This is like that, no? Okay, and pores are on the sieves. Pores in the sieve allow the smaller particle of the mixture to pass through them, and it retains the larger particles on it. And sieving is usually done at our home to separate the bran with the wheat flour, and sieving is also used for separating the gravels and sand at the construction sites, right? Okay, now next fifth method is the magnetic separation. We all know about that some of the material as the nickel, cobalt and iron, these are the magnetic substances. These substances are attracted to a magnet, and the substances are called magnetic substances. And when one component of any mixture is magnetic substance, then that particular component can be separated with the help of this method, magnetic separation, है ना, because that particular component, that is the magnetic substance, that will be attracted toward the magnet, or with the help of magnet हम उसे easily अलग कर लेंगे. The example is given to you to separate iron fillings from the sand. Then iron filling will get attracted to the magnet and stick to it, and while the sand particle are left behind, right? Okay, then this is enough for today, and next time I will tell you about the separation of solids from the liquids. Okay, thanks for watching me. Bye.